Okay, so you're very welcome. Of course, some of us have begun already. Come to our cushion and we can just settle. But we'll begin formally in another minute. Okay, so let's begin. So after last week's session, I got an email from somebody saying, apologizing they had to leave early because a blocked drain call out came earlier than scheduled. And I replied, haha, no problem. But of course, afterwards, I realized it isn't funny having a blocked drain. But what made me smile, and I was only thinking about myself, clearly, was that that's exactly what Kum Nye is. It's our appointment to service our energy pathways, if you like, to restore flow, to restore balance. So block drains are not funny, so I apologize, Rachel. But the fact that it came in the middle of a Kum Nye session, I thought that's what we're doing too. We're clearing out our energy pathways. So we're identifying holding or blockages. We're calming any sort of turbulence. And so today, let's do a session like, with that in mind, that's what we're doing. It's routine maintenance. It's servicing our energy system so that it functions smoothly and calmly. And just to say how this links to previous sessions, when our energy is flowing, when it is balanced, then we feel well. And then when we turn our mind or turn our attention into the body, we feel nurtured, we feel nourished. So we're no longer looking outside of ourselves for that satisfaction, for that ingredient that always seems to be a little bit missing. We find it. So we're less easy prey for distraction and we're more satisfied. And actually maybe a sense of meaning and purpose. Again, it's not outside. When it's this feeling of wholeness, we feel also meaning and purpose. It's not so much that all our questions are answered. For me, it's not like I have answers to all my questions. It's more like the questions themselves dissolve or become less urgent, less important anyway. So being satisfied with a calm mind sounds pretty good. Let that be our intention for ourselves today. It's quite simple, isn't it? Well-being, calm mind, satisfied as we are, as things are. We get the sense that complications and confusions and anxieties, they're adventitious. That's a good word. It means that they're not inherent, they're not innate, they're sort of added. They're a fabrication. They're not who we really are. We really are calmness. We really are clarity. We really are well-being. So we wish to become more and more familiar with that for ourselves. And then also when we see the confusion and the upset in the world around us, we wish it for everybody. It's everybody's true nature. So may we all find that satisfaction, that rest, and not feel the need to go out and interfere. Okay, let's begin with stillness. As we are, so our posture. How are we sitting today? The great Tibetan masters say, if you create an auspicious condition in your body and your environment, then meditation and realization will naturally or automatically arise. So creating an auspicious condition in our body and our environment. So we have an internal environment, isn't it? That's what Kum Nye is looking to. And of course, the external environment. If those conditions are auspicious, then meditation and realization will automatically arise. So our posture is inspiring. It's upright, alert, yet relaxing. And the Buddha the images of the historical Buddha show like a half smile, the beginning of a smile. That's part of the posture. Even if we have to a little bit add that, why not? Sort of fundamental well-being. That's what we're aiming for, or relaxing into. So we feel the ground beneath us. We're upright and alert, yet relaxing. Head balancing on top of the spine. And then the breath. Tarthang Tulku says we want to cultivate a way of breathing that allows us to contact a positive vitality in the throat center. A way of breathing that allows us to contact the positive vitality in the body and in the universe. And that way, as many of us know, it's when the breath is soft, gentle. So mouth slightly open, breathing through mouth and nose. The breath is soft, easy. We begin there, and then it becomes slower. And eventually becomes more even. So the inhale and the exhale are of equal duration. But that can happen naturally given time, or we can a little bit focus on it if we want. Maybe we notice we're doing a long inhale and huffing or puffing and exhale, or the other way around. Just bring a softness and an ease to the inhale and the exhale. Contact the vitality, the energy that rides on the breath. And when we do this, we may find already there's fewer distracting thoughts running through the mind. A little bit more in the body, feeling the breath. So fewer distracting thoughts and feelings come to the foreground. So now we're ready to inspect our energy system, doing a body scan like a professional would. First of all, they want to get an overview. Where's the issues? So we can begin at the top of our head, our forehead, and around the eyes and the temples. Where am I feeling? What is the feeling? I'm relaxing the jaw. I'm feeling the tongue as if it's sitting in a little puddle at the back of the mouth. Just relaxing. Some of us with our tip of the tongue lightly touching the palate above the top front teeth. That's one of the points of the posture if you don't find it too distracting. Relaxing the back of the neck and the throat and the breastplate. Shoulders are low and relaxing. And our wing bones are at ease. Sides of the body and belly relaxing. And the hips and the top of the legs relaxing. Knees, ankles, toes relaxing. Elbows, wrists, knuckles relaxing. Now, can we be aware of the whole body in one glance? So we're doing our inspection. In one glance, we can see the whole system. Where am I feeling? And just by bringing light attention to any feeling, it can change. Awakening what's dull or dormant and calming what's overactive. Restoring an even flow. And remaining aware of the breath. And with our attention in the body as we move, let's come to standing. And then just with the tips of our fingers, tapping our scalp, all over our scalp, around our hairline. Above and around the ears, to the back of the neck. And then just rubbing the forehead a little, lightly, gently. And the temples. And then from the top of the ear with forefinger and thumb, the top of the ear, all the way round to the lobe. And then with both hands, just gently massaging the throat. And the neck, back of the neck. And as we're doing this, can we feel it not just in the neck, but in the whole body? All the points of the head we've already paid a little attention to. And maybe the neck and the shoulders, we particularly feel that throughout the body. So then with our hands one on top of each shoulder, we can just gently massage each shoulder, the backs and the tops of the shoulder. Maybe moving the head a little as we massage the shoulders. And then with the fingertips again, just tapping the breast, the upper body, along the sternum and the ribs. Can we get to the side of the ribs and even the back of the rib cage? And then with both hands on the belly, just stroking the belly in a circle. Then hands on hips, Legs a little wider apart, hip rotations, rotating the hips in one direction. And reversing the rotation. And then feet closer together, hands on the knees, chest up a little, and making circles with the knees in one direction. Feel how this loosens the knees and the ankles. Reversing the rotation. And then coming back to standing, feet a comfortable distance apart. Arms relaxing by our sides. So we know that the movements of Kum Nye and the postures massage our internal energy system. So like a hose pipe, when it's cold, it's stiff, isn't it? And so any kinks or twists will remain, but just by warming it, massaging it, it naturally comes back, naturally returns to its natural position. So let's just stand for a few moments. As we did in the sitting position, just doing a body scan. But things have changed, no? We're standing for a start, standing posture, but also we've been massaging and moving the physical body to stimulate feelings in the energy body. So already my system feels like it's had a service. I have feeling in my head, my whole body. And of course, as we're standing, we don't forget the breathing. The breathing is always part of it. So soft breathing, slow breathing, because the throat center is like, can be literally a bottleneck in the whole system. So it's important we bring ease to the throat center. And we can do that through movement, sure. We usually do lightning thoughts, don't we? I've resisted today. Or some of the other neck, throat, shoulder exercises, but also just by bringing our attention to the quality of the breath, that allows us to contact the positive vitality of the throat center and open up this bottleneck, which affects the whole energy system. It's an important terminal or junction, if you like. So now, just in case, our next part of our service will be, we're going to flush the system a little bit. And what better exercise than number 42, balancing the body. And it's good because most of us know it too. So with our feet a comfortable distance apart, hands on the top of the hips, fingers forward, thumbs behind, and the chest lifting a little, the chest high, by lifting the back of the neck. So that's how we don't lift the chest by puffing the chest out. It's more by lifting the back of the neck. We feel the chest a little higher. And our weight is evenly distributed on both feet. And then we lift the heel of the right foot. So we're standing on the left foot and the toes of the right foot. And then as the right heel comes back to the ground, the left heel lifts. So we continue to alternate in this way. Chest up a little by lifting the back of the neck. The chest is up a little. We're looking ahead with a soft gaze. And we want to find a slow, smooth rhythm. And there's a feeling tone to the rhythm, to the smoothness, to the slow. There's a feeling tone. So we're making this transition from thinking to feeling. Can we feel the tone of the movement? It's like tuning into the movement. And we will notice that we're primarily on our toes, isn't it? For most of it, we're on our toes. One heel at a time, lightly touching the floor. We're primarily on our toes. And then we can increase the range of the movement as one heel comes to the ground. Then we can let the hip go back and down, bending both knees. The back stays straight. And then coming back up onto both toes, back down on the other heel. The heel, as the heel goes to the floor, the hip goes back and down on each side. So can we do this movement in a slow, smooth rhythm without losing that feeling tone? So we tune into the feeling. It's a change, the feeling, how the feeling tone changes as the vertical range increases. It's a different movement. Can we feel the difference? The breath and the movement is calm and smooth. And if and when you feel the movement is calm and smooth, you can speed up a little bit whilst remaining in contact with the feeling tone. And then slowing it down. And decreasing the range of the movement until it's just the heels coming up. Coming back to stillness. Releasing the hands. And unless you're very fit, your breath has changed, isn't it? So let's feel the breath as it resettles back into slow or soft, slow and even breathing. the maintenance of that movement was lower body, wasn't it? The area, the location that we focused on. But what was the reach of the movement? Can you feel how that movement stimulated feeling in the lower body? Surely you can. In the feet, the soles of the feet, the arches, the toes, ankles, calves, shins, knees, thighs, hips. Surely you can. But what is the reach of the movement? How it affected the rest of the system? Everything is interdependent. And lower body energy is not different to upper body energy. So as we stimulate lower body energy, let that influence, let that spread to the upper body. And with our attention in the body and feeling the breath, let's come back to our seat. Let's feel the posture, feel the breath. And enjoy. There's a feeling, isn't there, when you clean out a cupboard or a drawer, you tidy, you clean, and everything is in the right place. That's satisfying, isn't it? So as we sit, we feel satisfied. Light attention in the body. And we find comfort in the body. The mind is nurtured or nourished by the feelings in the body. Even if the feeling is what you might describe as uncomfortable or unwanted, just by bringing light attention there, we know we're changing it. We know we're bringing positive change. We're bringing healing, you could say. So then we can be even positive about that. Positive and patient. Light attention in the body. Feeling the coming and going of the breath. Satisfied. Maybe not 100% satisfied, but more satisfied, increasingly satisfied. Less restless. And we can enjoy every percent of satisfaction or relief. A phrase that came to mind, I'll share it before I let it go, is there's no contentment in distraction. There really isn't. When we're distracted, thinking, there's no contentment. Contentment is resting, just being. Let's come back to standing. And this doesn't have to be an interruption in the flow. The flow continues as we come to standing. And we'll do number 74, Wholesome Vitality, which is a way, I think, of if you were to not test the system, but kind of enjoy the system, demonstrate. If you were to demonstrate a well-functioning energy system, I think Wholesome Vitality just gives it a little tweak or tune. So let's do that. Feet a comfortable distance apart and toes turned out just a little, not too much. And we always warm up for this one. I like to by relaxing our belly and tightening our buttocks a little. So that already can be an exercise or a game in itself, isn't it? Can you relax your belly as you tighten your buttocks? And the only way I can do it is a little bit of both. If you're too extreme, you can't do it. So we just bring relaxation to the belly and a little tension to the buttocks. Okay, so that's just a warm up. That'll pop up in the guidance in a little while. So as many of us know, we bring our hands up to the sides of our body. Our wrists are as close as they can be to our armpits and our fingers pointing down to the ground. And this is awkward. So we lift the back of the neck a little. We don't stick our chin out too much. Lifting the back of the neck, the chest high. We've practiced that today already. And we're not pressing hard against the sides of our body. It's light pressure, light touch. And this should feel quite awkward already. And then we inhale and hold the breath in our chest. Bend the knees a little, relaxing our belly and tightening our buttocks. With a light smile on our face. And as we exhale, we straighten the legs and let the hands glide down the side of the body with full contact as we exhale. Relaxing for a few moments with our arms by our sides. Feel the space between the arms and the body. And aware of any feelings and sensations in the body. For me, this time, between the shoulder blades, down the length of the spine. Warmth and flow. But it doesn't have to be the same for you. So if you are new to that exercise, now you have a little bit of a sense of it, and it was a reminder for everybody else how much we enjoy it. The after is enjoyable, isn't it? I think probably for everybody enjoys the after. So why not enjoy the actual thing as well? The awkwardness, a little bit of crimping or condensing, the squishing that goes on. Let's enjoy every part of the movement. So let's do it again, because we love it so much. Hands up on the rib cage, the sides of the body, lifting the back of the neck a little, looking ahead with a soft gaze. Inhaling, holding it between the hands in the chest, bending the knees a little, relaxing the belly, tightening the buttocks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straightening the legs as we exhale and the hands glide down the sides of the body. Wholesome vitality. Wholesome, wholeness, vitality throughout the system. Can we feel the vitality throughout the system? Maybe, as I said, the last one for me, it was between the shoulder blades and the spine. Wherever there's vitality, let it spread throughout the wholeness, the whole system. This time it's a little bit more for me. It's a little bit more the neck, back of the neck. Wherever you feel feeling, let it open and expand. I think for a lot of us, it's not so much blockages in the body, it's just dullness, just a little bit forgotten, too busy. So attention in the body and remembering the whole body. These exercises are reminding us of the whole body. Light, gentle body awareness. Supported by, vitalized by, feeling the coming and going of the breath. We can almost think of the breath as feeding the system. But more is not better. It's quality of the breath. Mouth slightly open, soft breath, slow breath. Let's do one last time. The finale, just as if it was the first time. And it is the last time, so let's enjoy it. Hands up. Maybe the hands go a little higher this time. Don't get lazy. We're not forcing anything, but we're not being lazy either. There's a balance there. A little bit challenging ourselves while we're letting go. Inhaling, holding in the chest, bending the knees, relaxing the belly, tightening the buttocks a little. 3, 2, 1. Exhaling as the hands glide down and we straighten the legs. And as Tulku writes in the description, maybe our head feels clearer, our heart more open, our senses more alive, more connected to our internal environment and also the space around us. Head clearer, heart opening. Always opening, a little more, and senses alive to the situation, alive to the moment. Why is the head clearer? Because we're not thinking. Why is the heart opening? Because we're feeling. And our attention is in the body, the sense is open. It's almost as if the body comes alive and the environment around us also coming alive. Let's return to our seat. Bringing our experience with us back to the cushion. And let's tap into this satisfaction as we return, just like a job well done. Everything cleaned, tidied, organized, a little bit more. A big improvement, maybe not perfect, but we can enjoy, we can be satisfied that we're moving in the right direction, always. And the sitting posture also, maybe we feel this advice of lifting the back of the neck is helpful, or the chest is high by lifting the back of the neck. So we're not puffing our chest out in a kind of proud way, but the chest is a little higher through lifting the back of the neck. So the back of the neck aligns with the spine, the head balancing on top of the spine, the shoulders low and relaxing. We feel the full breadth of the shoulders, as if the rib cage is opening a little. Front and back, but also sides. Just a little. Giving space for this opening heart of ours. So number 74, Wholesome Vitality, which we did, that always works for me. It's one of my favorites. And that probably for those of us that have been doing Kum Nye for a while now, we have these ones that particularly work for our situation, for our circumstance. We get to know our system, and then we can apply the remedy. We don't need to go searching too much. We can really be quite direct. We know what works for us. So another exercise we could do in this context is number 88, stimulating inner energy, this one, but we won't. Let's do a new one, which is also a little bit unusual, but let's enjoy it. So let's feel our collarbone, our clavicle. That's the horizontal bone that runs along the front of the shoulder and above the rib cage. And if we just feel that with our thumb and forefinger, we can go along to a point where there's an indent below the collarbone as you meet the shoulder bone. So for me, it's in there. So underneath the collarbone, and here's my shoulder bone, just in that corner, if you like. So let's find that sensitive spot, that indent with our thumbs, and make light fists with our fingers. Lift our elbows a little. And just apply gentle pressure with your thumbs into this indent. So it's in that corner below the collarbone and the corner that the collarbone and the shoulder bone make. And with our mouth open slightly, so breathing through mouth and nose, we gradually increase the pressure, but not much, just applying a little more pressure as we jut our jaw forward. So continuing to breathe, we're applying pressure in this point as we jut our jaw forward. And we're going to hold this for a minute. So let the breath flow easily, even though we're applying pressure with our thumbs and our jaw is a little forward. And just go deeply into our sensations. Notice the quality of our breathing, because it will reveal something about our emotional state. So what is the quality of my breathing? And we can allow, if there are emotions or sensations we feel, allow them to come to the surface. So you could imagine this is like purging the system, applying a little pressure to this point with the jaw forward. We're purging the system. So we're allowing any feelings, sensations, emotions to come to the surface. Nurturing body energy. So now, as slowly and sensitively as you can, relaxing the jaw and gradually lessening the pressure with the thumbs. Until the thumbs are just touching the fabric of your shirt. And then letting the hands come slowly down back to the sitting posture. And just allow now our sensations to fill the field of experience. So the feelings in the body are our experience. We expand the feelings throughout the body. Any feeling in the body, expanding, opening. What are the qualities of our breathing? Just notice the quality of our breathing now. And what is the state of our mind now? And of course, we don't have to provide answers. These are open questions. It's not a test. The quality of my breath, the quality of my mind. As I'm resting, as I'm being. So the exercises, the movements all have titles. Sometimes we kind of understand the title or it's obvious, other times not. So it's always good to have the title in our mind somewhere, the back of our mind as we're doing the practice. This one is nurturing body energy. Energy that nurtures the body. Or body energy that supports our meditation, that nurtures, supports our meditation? Maybe. A few breaths more before we dedicate. It's always interesting to time something, not with a clock, but with our breathing. A few soft, slow, even breaths. A way of breathing that allows us to contact the positive vitality in the throat center, in the body, in the world around us. And as we come to the end, let's wrap the session up neatly in a satisfying way by doing the dedication. So you can do the closing gesture if you like, bringing our hands up to our forehead. May I be happy, may I be well, may I enjoy clarity and even flow of energy throughout the body and in my life. And then sharing that with everybody we know and everybody we don't know yet. Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. Have a really good day and good luck with bringing your practice, your meditation into your everyday life. Thank you.